Morning long, we've been talking about the devastation along the Gulf Coast. CBS 2's Brian Brawdy is back from the areas hard hit by the hurricane.
He joins us now. He has some photos, also some lessons we can take from all this.
Well, you know, we talked earlier that we might not be subject to Randy or Roseanne to a hurricane. We're never going to be hit by a hurricane, but there are some other natural disasters that we do well to prepare for. And the first thing that I was amazed by was the lack of medical care. I was surprised that you'd pull up alongside the road, you'd see a medical aid station. So we talked about not only getting a good first aid kit, but knowing how to use it. I was surprised, as I said, as you would drive around, this is the only place you could go to find a paramedic. It was a makeshift hospital. It was alongside of someone's trailer. So you want a first aid kit, and again, as we've discussed in the past, practice with it. Know what's inside.
Right.
But for me, when I came back personally, I'm going to go and be recertified in CPR. You know, because what we found at the federal, state, and even the local levels, you really can't rely on the cavalry to come and save you. You've got to be able to protect yourself and your family. Rule number 2 is update your photos. This one broke my heart when I found it in East Biloxi. It's a picture of 2 little boys that were lost, and the families had put the picture up on a tripod to be able to identify them. So what I suggest is you go ahead, you know you have your photos that hang on the wall, but take a second set. I even brought these, I don't know if the camera can shoot these, but these are the updated kind of pictures that you can get of your children. So it has their picture, their blood type, fingerprint is on the back. You don't want to be in that last moment going, we need a picture of your child, and you have one that's 4 years old, so then folks aren't able to take a peek.
Heartbreaking.
It really is. Rule number 3, and this is one that surprised me as much as anything. People were so worried about their pets first and then their memories. I found that this was one of countless pictures, I don't know if you can tell, of a photo album where people's memories are just gone, washed up, totally outside of their ability to recall them. So I'd get some pictures. You know me, Roseanne and Randy, I brought a map case that I would normally use kayaking, but it's waterproof, pretty heavy duty. Get a second set of pictures, throw them in here, and put them somewhere so that if you have wedding photos or birth pictures and the like, you know that they're...
What if you just put them in like one of those big Tupperware things? Would that work?
You can put them in a big Tupperware thing. What I like, something that's a little more compact. You can fold this, you can stick it down the front of your shirt and get out. You know, something that's a little more, you can move around with it. The 4th rule, alternate travel plans. This was a picture of one of many vehicles that I found in East Biloxi, but this is one where the water actually put the car between the buildings. So we think in a disaster here, I'll go grab the L, I'll go to my car, I'll go hail a cab. What I learned is everything that we take for granted, everything that we think is going to be there when we go, was gone, and that was a pretty big deal. And then the other rule, and this is one that we talk about all the time, you never appreciate how dark it is until you lose the light when you're not expecting. So again, we hear all the times about flashlights. I just like the headlamps. You can keep your hands free. If you got to grab up the dog, you got to grab up one of your children, heaven forbid, at least you know you have the light. You can see to move around. Big deal if trees are down or power lines. You can't always see that a power line is charged with electricity. It might be arcing at the other end. So at least with a headlamp, you're able to see where you're moving and you're not going to get in.
Sounds like an eye-opening trip.
It really was. Changed my life. I know that sounds kind of corny, but it really did, guys.
Thank you, Brian.
Thanks for having me.